77, 79 Main Street, use variance.
What's the highest?
6:33.
Good evening, everybody. I'm going to call the special meeting of the City of Cortland Zoning Hearing Board to order at 6:33. We have one agenda item. And the address is again, Andy, it's 17.
It's 77, 79.
77, 79 Main Street.
This all.
Yes.
So, it's a use variance property owner, Keith Fox of, Cortland Student Living LLC. He seeks a use variance for first floor residential units in the central business district. In 2018, the owner applied for and was issued a building permit to construct 2 handicap accessible first floor dwelling units in the rear of the building behind the commercial storefront space. Upon completion, the city issued certificates of occupancy. The city granted applicants such approvals, even though the zoning code does not permit first floor residential units in the central business district. Granting the use variance under section 301(51) would resolve the discrepancy, formally recognize the existing first floor residentials as a permitted use. So to clarify, the applicant did everything that he was supposed to do at the time. It was an oversight or a misinterpretation by the zoning officer at that time. And so a use variance, it is a permitted use. Well, it's not a permitted use, but the use variance would resolve it.
Roy, you said you wanted to add anything to it at all, or?
Yeah, he just summed it up. So this is essentially, we're trying to clean up a mistake that was made by the city.
Okay.
And I recommend that it be passed. Also, I recommend it because it be passed is, these were specifically designed to be handicap accessible.
Mhm.
And I believe the whole, when we were discussing this before, the whole point of that law that we were trying to get passed, that was supposed to, that never did, was to allow for more handicap accessible units downtown, in the rear, and specifically
Accessible to cars and.
in the rear of the building, so, so that these downtown business owners didn't have to spend, tens of thousands of dollars on an elevator when they have enough room in the back of the building.
Yeah.
So so all of that law we're trying to pass, no more than access from the back of the building, no more than 50% of the first floor can be held up as residential units. These units meet all of that whole law. In fact, I based the entire law that I had written
On that.
and then Bob Ray never put through. On those dwelling units right there.
And that was late 2018, right?
Yeah, it was,
I remember that.
I was on the board, if you ever think of Scotty might have been.
So that is coming, so we're trying to fix this, but he shouldn't have to pay for it. If you look at this page here. And on behalf of Mr. Fox, I answered all these questions.
Yeah.
And I believe the answer, so. All these questions are right here. And if you look at, for instance, if you look at the applicant cannot realize
Reasonable
return, provided a lack of return. Applicant could see a significant decline in property value due to lowering the total of the rentals from 10 to 8. Applicant invested significant money in creating these units and making them accessible to ADA standards. So, he added fire alarm, added sprinkler system, added, all these accessibility things. On top of that, the reduction in bedrooms is gonna cost him a significant amount of money, so that meets that criteria. If you look at the alleged hardship relating to the subject is unique and does not. First floor rental units are only expressly prohibited in the essential business, thus the creation of them is unique to the district. I have approximately over 600 dwelling units in essential business. 8 of them are considered first floor, so it's unique.
So I have a question on a multifamily versus your first floor interpretation, right? Because multifamily says it's permitted.
But multifamilies are permitted, but if you specifically look at the tape, it specifically calls out upper floor dwelling.
Right. Does that kind of, I mean, yeah, I'm just interpreting that like. So if it's so if it's only got two, that's considered, that's when you can meet that, but if it's got like three, it's considered multifamily.
No, it's still, it's because it says upper floor dwelling units, it doesn't say lower floor dwelling, because
Yeah.
anything not listed in that table is expressly prohibited. What you're saying, if it just said multi-family dwellings are allowed and didn't call out upper floor specifically, that's an easier interpretation.
Yeah. It's,
Because it specifically calls out upper floor,
you know,
lower floors aren't listed.
Yeah. No, I can see it, if someone put a brand new building
Oh,
in multifamily, right? You're just saying, all right, it's multifamily, all the upper floors, the first floor has to be. Multifamily.
And that's the spirit, they don't want having, you know, people, that they want the storefronts to remain the storefronts.
Right.
That's the spirit of that law. However, if you can do it and allow handicap accessible rooms by still having the storefronts, but just move those to the back of the building. That is what we're trying to do,
I think, yeah, so it would make it clear,
yeah.
that makes sense.
but unfortunately, it's not the way the laws took it, I mean, you just let it go, so. Also, the requested use variance, if granted, will not alter the essential character of the neighborhood, the requested variance will not alter the street frontage.
I don't know, that'd be up to you. Yeah. That'd be up to you if you want to. I would say, even though I know,
No,
I know he's done them.
I saw-
think just for recording purposes, we
Yeah.
probably should.
the one thing is we granted a use variance for something very similar on that guy down South Ave.
Yes.
And he produced something that didn't really jive with what I was looking for. Was
So
perhaps
The big difference with that is those were in the front.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and that was that was also use variance, but it was, you're right, it was the same, he was taking up a former storefront.
Yeah,
All right.
Yeah.
Yep, all right.
I mean, you
So
can,
I don't want, yeah, I just didn't want to have any difference there.
so I just did this on behalf of
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
I mean, you could ask him any questions. you
No,
want.
no, we'll go with it.
No, just to
The
apologize.
point of the matter is,
That's
if
all.
you look at all these questions, the way I answer them.
Yeah.
It's the zoning office of the city of Cortland recommends approval of the use variance.
Very gotcha, all right. Is there anything you want to say, Mr. Fox, on it at all, or John, what we have on file for you? What Roy has covered, anything more to add to the uniqueness of your application?
I think Roy covered most of it, just to reiterate that we do still have storefronts on
Yeah,
the Main Street side of the building.
Yeah.
These,
yeah,
apartments on the back of the building. We got through, we did everything properly when we were,
yeah,
getting our permit and our drawings submitted and approved.
yeah,
So,
all right,
but up until, I was
Yeah.
trying to get this form, I didn't realize that.
all right.
You can just say, yeah.
Yeah. Any of us have any issues, do we need to close the public hearing, Andy? I think we'll do the same as we.
I make a
do.
motion.
Motion's been made to close the public hearing, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries, public hearing is closed, we'll debate this amongst ourselves. Based on what I read from what Roy put together and Andy sent around, and Mr. Fox, what he has to say here during the public section. I don't see any issues with any of this.
No.
I think that, Roy, you have provided answers to these 4 questions, but it's not something like the other, like a area variance, but I have to go through them if I understand that right.
There is a difference between
Yeah.
the two, because one is different, yeah.
The applicant has demonstrated, cannot realize a reasonable return. And he's demonstrated that to you, and alleged hardship relating to the subject property is unique. Does not apply to a substantial portion of the district or neighborhood. I think that is that is obvious to all of us and has been documented in the materials provided. The requested use variance, if granted, will not alter the essential character of the neighborhood. I think, you don't want that either, nor would anybody downtown, and then the alleged hardship has not been self-created, and I think all of those are in favor of a passing, and that's I'll entertain a motion for this particular project.
I'll make that motion.
Motion has been made to, grant use variance, for 7779 Main Street. Use variance for the first 2 floor residential units in the rear of the building behind the commercial storefront. Motion's been made, look for a second.
Second.
Second has been made, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. The variance is allowed. What else were we doing on, just, minutes?
You do the minutes if you like.
I wasn't-
This meeting.
I was, traveling abroad, everybody saw them, it looked, like a pretty slick meeting there, so,
It was.
if, I'll entertain a motion to accept those minutes.
I didn't see it.
I'll make a motion.
Motion's made to accept the minutes of the May meeting. And, on the second has been made, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Very good.
Okay,
Anything else?
good.
I think we're good. Meeting adjourned.
Andy, is there a way to get Mr. Fox,